take that because over the .iso and MP3s.
Alright, so here we go. They start me here.
You should be starting in the all the like learn about that they have a Snatcher Gillian thing again.
Right.
Oh. That's unfortunate. But it is better than having to play from, you know, alright, you know, let's play the Snatcher quiz game.
Investigate the terminal. The data of the people attached is all being neatly processed.
I'm gonna go back to, because I can't hear anything on your end, I'm gonna go back to looking through and seeing which of these tracks is actually the one. Or the ones, 'cause it appears to have that whole Elijah stuff going on. Oh my gosh, the two recap of Act 1 is actually 2 tracks. 2!
Yeah, that ending must have been more than one track as well, because it was working and then stopped, so it must have switched. Oh, interesting that you could video phone here. Oh, you can't.
You shouldn't be able,
yeah.
You shouldn't be able to.
They just give you the option, which is interesting.
No, track 12 is Goodbye Harry.
Oh, I see. So they give you the option to select video phone just so they could explain how Jamie did it. All right, here we go.
This is where they fuse the artificial skin onto the Snatcher's endostructure. First, they adjust the size of the still skinless Snatcher to the size of the individual who is to be snatched. The Snatcher's overall shape and size can be adjusted by expansion or contraction of sizing rods. Their sex is controlled by gender units, which are installed at this point. Then, the face is modified to match the intended victim by adjusting the size of the upper and lower jaw, cheekbones,
We do have some
temporal
gameplay.
lobes, and tooth alignment.
Hey, Kano, how's it going, man?
That means there are limits to the size of the people that they can snatch.
That's right. The limits of the mechanism mean that they can't snatch children, the elderly, or people who are very tall or heavy. And this is where the artificial muscles attached.
Is it organic?
No, it appears to be coated with a type of plastic gel capable of mechanical response. Like human muscles, it creates mechanical energy through chemical reactions. And this is where the artificial skin is attached. In order to prevent the synthetic cells, developed using biotechnological protein design techniques, from rejecting the inorganic material below, they attach it gradually over a number of days.
And this is the stuff that gets cancer if they stay out in the sun too long.
Finally, they attach body and scalp hair.
Yeah, it's good to see you as well.
Transplant of synthetic hair follicles
What's
as well,
new? How's
so the
everything?
hair will grow back if it's lost.
What about scars or birthmarks?
It would appear that they make those adjustments at this point in the process.
Any new
as they
games?
look for wrinkles to simulate age.
So this is where the whole thing begins. The endostructures arrive here from the Kremlin. Then they convert them into copies of their victims. And finally, they head out into the city using the old subway system.
With artificial skin maintenance being handled at Queen's Hospital.
But who's behind all this?
Gillian, look at this. There are some finished snatchers over here.
Get a load of this. The U.S. President, the Prime Ministers of Japan, and the U.K.
U.S. President was the fat guy.
Gillian, you're in here too.
Figures. They were looking to snatch every VIP at the summit.
And
So
the
I want
last
to blow your mind right
you.
now.
It definitely looks like they plan on moving out
What's
beyond
that?
the Okobe.
If they were to
Elijah
snatch
stuff?
every major world leader, they'd
Does not
practically be able
seem
to
to
control
be
the
anywhere
planet.
in this list of
Still,
CD
that's odd. With the fluid
tracks.
skin, pulling something off like that would really be
It's so
difficult.
weird.
Chin said they had found the key to developing a
So
possible
ma-
artificial skin.
Not every
Maybe
audio
already
clip is
produced it.
actually on the CD as a
No
track. It must be
idea.
part of the
But the
actual
number of
ISO
snatchers
file.
here makes it clear that they're up to
I was gonna
something.
say maybe that's why
Gillian, This is definitely their
it
nest.
messed up.
We should
Maybe
destroy
I have
everything.
the same version and it's missing. I don't know.
Possibly.
Metal, how much time do we have left?
The summit should have begun by now. We don't have much time.
Um,
Once our legal privileges are suspended,
So Ken, I
will
pretty
be
much
able
beat
to
the
help.
game, but it froze during the ending.
To restrain you.
I know.
During the 2-hour ending.
Yeah. So I'm replaying it in the hopes that it doesn't do it again.
Probably a
But I'm
phased
not
particle
confident.
From one of the attack
Yeah,
satellites.
I lost audio, like the voice
phased
cues
particle
stopped
beam, huh?
coming up,
That'll wipe
and
this
then the
complex
game
right off the
eventually just
map.
froze. Bizarre.
Everything, including the soil, will
Look
simply
at Metal Gear's
evaporate.
adorable
The
feet.
attack will leave just a large crater.
Metal, can you convince them to give me another hour? Even 30 minutes will help.
Understood. I'll try my best.
And I'll try to find and rescue Jamie in that time.
I can't transmit here due to interference from the Snow 9. I'll have to leave the area and then send the message.
All right, do it, Metal.
Bye, Metal.
Gillian, don't forget. 30 minutes. You must get out before then.
I understand.
Gillian, I'm sorry I couldn't help you better.
Don't worry about it. I'll be able to move faster by myself anyway. 30 minutes should be plenty. Go, Metal.
Yes, sir. Don't forget. 30 minutes.
Here we go. Gameplay.
Kano, do you have an original?
Oh, this is gonna be tight.
Because that thing is worth a
That
boatload
one's the
of
only
money
place
if you
left
do.
to
I just
check.
looked it up
Let's
earlier.
take a look.
Knowing Kano, he does.
I wish I still had my original Lunar and Sonic CD, but I don't anymore. They're actually my dad. He got back in the day.
I am officially mashing.
This stupid Super Insector fight.
I got hit. 2 hits.
I'll look something up because let's see if that really is just like most some tracks.
The fainting is throwing me off. Nice. 2 hits. Not so bad.
Whew. I wasn't ready for that.
You're pretty good at
They
that.
almost got me. All right, let's open the next door.
What's behind door number 2?
Doesn't look like there's anything here. Whoa!
Ah! Only headshots now. Oh, I didn't think that first one hit me. This is definitely not the Terminator.
No, obviously.
Jeez, these guys are tough. Of course, I didn't exactly expect them to welcome me with open arms. Okay, let's try this next door.
Fingers crossed. I did not pull the trigger.
Jamie, are you all
How
right?
could you not?
Gillian, you came for me.
Are you hurt?
No, they won't lay a finger on me. Not until the new artificial skin is completed anyway.
Yeah, Kano, an original Snatcher goes for, I think I saw it, we talked about it before, I looked it up, I think it was
I've got my
like 400 to
memory
600
back.
bucks on
All of
eBay.
it.
What happened? Tell me, Jamie.
They said
Or
they'd
you
kill
could
him.
buy a repro
They
cart
said
for
they'd
11.
kill Harry.
Or repro disc.
They forced me. I had to help them with the skin development. They said I had to help them because the
I'm gonna try Kano for once a
wasn't
week,
getting any better.
but
Gillian, the
I
engineer
can't make any
Harry,
promises.
He's our son. He's been living on his own now for 50 years.
Jamie,
Harry is our
I'm
son.
afraid that Harry's...
There was nothing I could
How can
do.
this be?
They forced me, but I can't do it anymore.
Jamie!
The professor, he just died. He was over 100.
The professor? What? This old man?
Don't you remember? It's Professor Modner. Professor Petrovich Modner.
What? This old man is Modner?
He's been confined here for
One
3 years
missing
now, just to
file or
develop the
incorrect
Snatcher's
crash the
artificial
entire
skin.
thing.
Terrible. Doing that to your own father.
Sounds like that's what I got.
Jamie, I don't have any idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, well,
You really can't remember.
Oh
do
wow,
you?
if you have a
Kana.
bin- and so,
Yeah.
yeah, if you have a
Tell
bin
me
Q
who
now,
I am.
that will burn
What are we
perfectly.
doing
It'll
at
be
the
fine.
Kremlin?
Are you sure you really want me to, Gillian? It's all so awful, but if you must know, I'll tell you. Try to remain calm, okay?
Here's the big
56
reveal.
years ago, you and I were involved in a top-secret Soviet project. It was still during the time of the Cold War. The gulf between East and West was as wide as ever. Everybody was worried about nukes. At that point, the world's armies were at their largest ever. Leaders still believed that a strong military meant a strong nation. There were rumors that there would be an agreement to end the production of nuclear weapons.
Hey, what's up, Serva?
The major powers like the US began to get involved in a space weapons race. But not the Soviets. The conservative
By
despots
that, I
in the
mean
Kremlin
this
had another,
particular copy of the
completely
game seems
different
to
idea
have
for
some
gaining
technical
military
issues behind it.
superiority. A horrible plan, something no one else would think of. At that time, the countries of the communist bloc were facing an economic crisis. Popular movements pushing for democracy were springing up all over. Communism itself was facing extinction. Facing pressure from the reformers, the Kremlin began to panic. And that's when that horrible, childish plan was
Oh,
launched.
MisterMorn is with me.
And that was the Snatcher
Yeah,
project.
hi.
Replace your enemy's leaders with puppets of your own.
Absolutely,
Then
Nix.
you control their governments, their economies, take over a country from the inside out.
That's right, Gillian. And to develop these robots, they assembled some of the most brilliant scientific minds from around the world. Some of them were even brought in against their will. At the crux of that development effort was a group called the Frankenstein Project Team. You and I were members of that
Lale-lule-lo.
team, Gillian. It was a 4-person team led by the late Professor Modner here. The robotics expert was Professor Modner himself. His son, Elijah Modner, handled genetics and microbiology. For nanobiology and picobiology, myself. And for behavioral science and psychology,
Sounded like she
you,
said
Gillian.
pickle biology.
Early development was carried out at a lab in Novosibirsk, but was later moved to a secret facility under the Kremlin. At the time, the Glasnost and Perestroika movements were gaining momentum, and they rightly feared for the existence of the program if it should become known. But some of the reformers did learn of the project, and they conspired with the US to block it.
Oh yeah, did Gillian
you
call
were a
Elijah
CIA
scum at any
special
point?
agent
Because that seems to
sent
be his
by the
favorite
United
insult.
States to infiltrate and
I don't think
sabotage
so.
the project.
I was CIA?
The genital manipulator.
And the government knows that. That's why you were assigned to the Junker team.
Kano.
Wait,
Vela
was
wants
that
me to
actually-
do
I know, but was that actually a...
Work on the project continued to go smoothly.
the genital manipulator.
I know we saw it.
But
I'm
then,
just trying to remember
on
if that
June
was
6th,
actually
1996,
the way
there was that
that might be a
accident.
clue that this is actually kind of a hack or
mysterious
something.
explosion at the Chernobyl facility
Oh.
spread a bacterial weapon that was under development there into the atmosphere,
I'm gonna go
destroying
queue
the
up
country and
that
the
particular video
Gillian,
from Slow
was it you?
Beefs. Let's play.
Did you
Well,
set off
there
that
were two
explosion?
parts, and one part it was correct, and the second part
You think I
it
caused
was.
the catastrophe?
Right. It'll be the first
Somehow,
visit to
during the
Queen's
confusion,
Hospital.
Professor
which is
Modner and our
here.
son Harry managed to get picked up by American agents. But we couldn't
Mute
get out in
this.
time. You and I and Elijah.
Here, regardless.
In a shelter below the Kremlin, we entered a cryogenic sleep. Our plan was to sleep there until the toxic effects of the bacteria were safely passed.
And then 48 years later, 3 years ago, we were discovered by the 17th Special Investigative Force.
Yes, but when they found us, Elijah's pod was already empty.
What?
Elijah Modner? That guy whose picture was in the church? The one that looks like Random?
That's right, Elijah is alive. Elijah is here and working on the Snatchers.
Why don't you let me finish your little story?
Creepiest voiceover. Here we go.
Who's there?
We gotta hope it doesn't freeze here.
Been a while, hasn't it?
Elijah Wood.
Ah, yes. And Gillian.
Elijah saw Jamie and he got wood.
Liquid.
It's me, Jamie.
Elijah? Is that really you?
Random? No,
Big
not
boss.
quite.
So you remember me, do you? I am Elijah Modnar, the only son of Professor Petrovich Modnar.
I like this subtle finger
I'm
movement.
afraid I've grown somewhat old and feeble
That
since
quality
our last
animation.
however.
Yeah.
Elijah, why are you doing this? Your father, Professor Modner, he passed away a few minutes ago.
There's no sign that
What?
Dave has been used recently.
My father is dead?
Elijah, what happened to you? The Elijah I knew could never do anything like this.
I've changed, Jamie. These 40 years have changed me.
I can't believe it.
I like how he
What
kept his
happened to you?
work ID
What
pinned
happened
to his
to me?
chest.
Jamie, do
Oh,
I
how else
actually
you gonna
have
know
to
who he is?
explain it to you? Jamie, it's you. Your beauty is the cause of all that has come to pass here. 57 years ago, I was obsessed with my research, yes.
Yep, genital
And with you,
manipulators,
Jamie.
sure enough.
At the time,
All right.
I was still young, having just graduated with my genetic engineering degree. My father's connections got me on the team, and there, I met you. You were working as my father's assistant. Your beauty, your smile, I was stricken. I saw something in you that I never felt with women of my own country. You warmed
You still have
my
voice, or was
cold
this-
young heart,
Yep,
Jamie.
still voice.
You opened me up, and I couldn't stop my feelings.
Holy Akira, Batman.
Elijah,
The giveaway was the lips
Oh,
stopped
I was
moving.
so happy.
Right.
The political situation was crumbling around us, but every day was a joy.
Is this...
I gained my father's
We
trust.
still had voice at this, though,
and with
didn't we?
you there
Yeah,
watching
we still
over
got
me,
quite a
I was
bit.
able to work as hard as I
Hooray.
on the project.
You know, I volunteered to jump on because I knew this wouldn't take all night.
Did not last.
I know, I feel
I'm
bad.
kidding. Like I said, I actually...
It was you.
The car I drive to
showed
work is
up
being
and
worked on
all
tomorrow,
was ruined.
and there's not a replacement, so I have an extra day
Arrived
off.
and joined our project
Nice, nice.
team.
I still feel bad though. This was just a mess.
Yeah, I understand. I'm sure the chat's understands too. I don't think anybody's gonna be rioting. If they are, I'll get my pitchfork and defend you.
Thank you, thank you.
Jamie and Gillian fell in love, were joined, and even had...
I think it was shortly after this.
Harry.
Rip Harry.
And then my feelings for you only grew
Right, because it
stronger.
took like way too long for it
Worried
to
about me,
load
my
up a
father
thing.
tried to have me removed from the project, but I persisted.
That pregnant
Jamie,
pause is
I
our
always
cue.
wanted to be near you. And then the democratic movements that had consumed the rest of the Eastern Bloc spread to
I think we
our
might be
country as
good.
well. The Cold War was
go.
over. The hardliners who had pushed for its development were stripped of power and the project was cancelled.
I don't remember this
The
guy.
reformers trying to cover up the existence of such a crazed project ordered that all materials related to it be destroyed and that we stand trial for our actions. Jamie
You know,
and
even a
Gillian
James
were to be
Bond
returned
villain
to
would
their
say, "Dude, that's
homeland.
too much monologuing."
That's about the time that I learned that you, Gillian, that you were a CIA agent, and that you were trying to pass documents on our research to your military. The
This is
country
new.
had sold us out.
Good.
Pretty sure.
Good.
I'm no politician.
Yes,
I
sweet.
Good
couldn't
news.
care less
Make a
about
safe
what happened to the country. All I cared about was my research and Jamie. And I was to lose all of that, everything. For someone so young.
Wait, no,
you
this
cannot
happened. Sorry.
understand how great of a shock that was.
Elijah.
That is when I decided, I
Lips were moving.
swore I would see that secret crazed project through to the end. At the time, the bioroids were 80% finished. The main part, their endostructure
Oh,
was
I see
essentially
what you-
completed.
Yeah.
But we still were having trouble with the artificial skin.
I got excited too
The area
early.
that Jamie and I were assigned to.
So did
We called
Elijah.
it
He got
artificial
excited
skin,
50
but
years too early.
there was of course no need to duplicate T lymphocytes, Langerhans cells, or endocrine cells. All we needed was keratinized cells and melanocytes to provide the pigment. With the artificial protein development techniques that we had in those days, full-scale synthetic cell development was very difficult. Research like this
This game
took
talks
months,
about cells more than
years.
Parasite Eve.
The original project called for us
Game
to
talks about
simultaneously
cells more than
snatch an
Dragon
entire
Ball Z.
country. In other
Nice.
words, a whole nation or an entire city had to be snatched over the course of one night. For that reason, a powerful biological agent, which could quickly and effectively kill the population of the country, was being
Exactly,
simultaneously
Nix.
developed.
Lucifer Alpha.
That's right. A type RAO11 virus which another team was developing. For someone like myself, who was closely involved in the project, blowing up the lab was quite a simple task.
My God, Elijah, do
So,
you know what you're
when's the
saying?
part where
That
they
explosion
cuddle
killed
music
half
to
the
fix
world's
someone else's arm and he
population.
possesses the guy?
I moved all the materials and records essential to the Bioroid project into the shelter.
We're getting close to where it froze before.
6th. After sealing
Yeah, I
off the
remember
lab,
this stuff.
I brought the
Yeah,
two
I
of
made
you
the
with
joke
me
about
to the
if he wasn't in the
underground
wheelchair, you could see his
We
butt.
entered a cryogenic
Right,
suit.
right.
Yeah, it was such a funny joke.
Atmospheric research
I'm
satellite
hilarious.
to transmit a wake signal when the danger from Lucifer.
I think I actually laughed more the second time.
And 10 years later,
It's 'cause
Lucifer Alpha
the way I
naturally
played it.
mutated into a non-toxic form.
But the automatic revival system failed to work.
Oh no, it worked. Just as planned. It revived me 10 years later. A little sooner than the two of you, of
I'm
course.
dislocating my own wrist
Even
to
though you
monologue
sealed the
at
lab
you,
with the
alien.
explosion and everything, you should have been exposed. Why weren't you?
Oh, I was. But by that time, the vaccine L Angels had already
Yeah, I
been
think this is
developed.
where it froze
Yep.
us
So
on you.
everything went just as you planned it
I
then.
heard about L Angels. Here we go.
Yes, up until that point. But my real struggle was yet to come. My original plan was to revive Jamie as well, and for the two of us to finish the development of the
crossed.
bioroids. You, Gillian, you were to stay asleep forever. But I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Not after looking at
Yeah, I'm
Jamie's
pretty
peaceful
sure at this
face
point
there
that
in
we
the
weren't
pod.
getting any voice.
Besides, I could never have convinced her to work with me on the project anyway. I knew the time was not yet right, so I changed the timers of your pods to permanent on.
How? How could you do such a thing?
And so for the next 40 years, I worked alone in that cold and lonely room under the Kremlin, trying to complete the artificial skin for the Snatchers. For days and days, no one would visit me. I never saw the sun or felt the changing of the seasons. Still, I always had Jamie by my side. You were always there for me to talk to. Just you and I for 40
I
years.
hope I was just talking.
In that dark cellar.
Oh, you poor, poor man.
There we go.
And then, 3 years ago, my research was finally completed. First, I snatched the Siberian Special Investigative Forces to establish a transport route for the Snatchers. And then, to test the effect of large-scale snatch operations, I chose Neo Kobe City to be my experimental sample.
It was right here.
Neokobe is cut off from the surrounding areas, a sort of miniature country in itself.
You know, they have that
making
giant
it a
pyramid
perfect
that's
test
the
site.
Tyrell
Since
building
it's a
from
melting
Blade
pot of
Runner,
various
and they
races,
never do
it
anything
will
with
also
it.
allow me to cover extensive
That's true.
data on Snatcher modification and operational techniques.
I think the Konami Omni
In
building is
addition,
supposed to be the
the
police
suspicion and
headquarters.
mistrust,
Right.
which runs deep
Same
in
thing.
Japanese
They use it
culture,
here as
was
Junker
another
HQ,
reason I
but
chose this site.
like you'd think they would have done
Your
something with
test
the
revealed
Tyrell
a critical
pyramid
flaw
there.
in your machine's artificial skin.
Yes, quite unexpected, I'm afraid. All my research for 40 years. I gathered data and worked day and night to find a solution, but nothing seemed to work.
So that's why you decided to bring Professor Modner here, right?
That's correct. I discovered my father in one of the government's hospitals. He was old, but still very sound of mind. Naturally, he would not cooperate with me.
Of course not. He'd never become involved in something like that.
So, unable to receive his assistance, I decided that I had to have yours. But a mistake on my part allowed both you and Gillian to be taken into custody by the
I think we might be in the
authorities
clear.
first.
Just what are you trying to
I'm
accomplish,
not gonna
Elijah? You must know you
count
can
my
never
hopes
get
up
Jamie
until the
back.
scene's actually over.
I'm only interested in discovering what I can of the human animal. In the past, it was because of Jamie. My motive is different now.
It sounds like you're just suffering from the wild arrogance that corrupts
Hey,
so
I'm
many
gonna recycle
scientists.
another joke if you don't mind.
Humans
Absolutely.
are such weak creatures.
I'm just gonna point
No
out
matter how much they
that
trust
Elijah
one another,
Modnar
the
got
tiniest
cockblocked by
speck
Gillian
of
C.
suspicion can destroy it all.
Of all people.
Look at how the Snatcher problem has caused such wild unrest.
Dude gets thrown out of people's homes for flirting with her, tries to pick up a date with the
Eventually begin to
receptionist.
suspect each other, to hate each other,
Hey, Tech, how's it going?
kill each other. The Snatchers are nothing more than a tool for bringing out this reaction. I am simply using the Snatchers
I don't care
to
if
elicit
they
the
have to
true
rage
nature
the
of the
American
human
release.
animal.
Lost to him.
I think this experiment has shown me the limits of human society. I sincerely doubt it will be able to reach any greater level of prosperity on its own. If human society ever hopes to reach greater heights, what is needed is an absolute leader, a firm ruler who isn't affected by these trivial episodes of mistrust.
I'm doing well,
You're
thanks,
crazy
Tech.
if you think people would ever obey Snatchers.
Of course they wouldn't. But if they don't know, they cannot object.
Gillian
There
in
has
a
been a
Speed
time
Racer
in
episode in
every
that kind of way?
age that the people have longed for a god
I
to
don't
lead
think I ever
them.
put that together before.
As long as they give the people no reason to suspect them, then they can easily become their gods. Indeed,
I think that's
a
another
race of
reused
super beings.
panel.
Yeah, I think
We are
I think
almost
we should actually see
there.
that one a lot.
Once we perfect the artificial skin, Snatchers will transcend man to become this planet's true human beings.
But you'll never get your perfect skin now. Professor Modner is dead.
I no longer have any use for my father. I have a sample of the new skin he developed. Once I've analyzed it, I'll be able to make as much as I need. Or if need be, we could simply culture the keratinized cells.
Kinda looks like the bad guy
epithelial
from,
cells, and melanocytes in the quantities
Dundar
that
the
we need.
Barbarian.
What are you talking about? How could you get a
I was
sample
gonna
of
joke that we have
perfected
Statler and
artificial
Waldorf
skin?
here, but
Why
That's
don't you
better.
Take a look at this.
oh, here it is.
Oh.
Yeah.
Found this in the rubble of Queen's Hospital.
What could this mysterious thing that I spoiled earlier possibly be?
No way. Hey, Implosion, welcome.
I mean, it's a pretty legit
An
surprise.
acquaintance of yours?
He's a Snatcher?
And Sire, what's up, man? How's it going?
Isn't
Thanks for the host.
exactly accurate. This bioroid was constructed by my father without my knowledge. He modeled it after me in my youth. He built it right here in this facility. And not only that, he programmed it to destroy Snatchers.
Dead man
This
swimming.
bioroid caused me serious
You know, because I'm sure more people are
difficulties.
going to ask, you should probably
It's
have a thing
designed
somewhere
and built
that
far
says,
better than
special
my
guest,
Snatchers.
Mr. Morn. I'm
Yeah.
sorry,
The
I'm
machine
so
itself thought
sorry.
it was human. My father input memories for it all the way back to childhood. Those too were apparently mine. Haven't you yet realized?
Oh, I got scared that it froze again.
Random Hajil is Elijah Modner
don't
spelled
jinx it.
backwards. How like my father, silly old man. He did virtually overnight what I
Thanks for the
could not
follow,
do in
Implosion.
40 years of effort. Furthermore, he makes a bioroid so perfect, even the bioroid itself believes itself to be real. What's more, the cells of the skin he developed are self-replicating. Once in place, no further transplants or culturing is necessary.
Is he dead?
Its main and locomotive systems are completely shut down. It's just scrap now. But the artificial skin is being kept alive. This we need.
Oh, that's
With
cool.
this,
I appreciate
We
that.
can move to phase 2 of our plan, a full-scale
They
infiltration.
were all lies, I
of the
assure you.
world's major nations.
The summit's already over. You'll never succeed.
What does the summit matter? Nothing holds us back now that we have this perfect skin. We can go anywhere we want, and there will be no way to tell us apart.
Servo.
I will have free control over the world. Nothing will be able to stop me. Politics and free
That
thought will
uneven
no
color
longer
is
have
really
any
distracting.
meaning. My will alone will
Dude's been
decide
wearing the same
course
shirt
of
for 50
human
years. Cut him
history.
some slack, will you? You only have the one.
Maniac. Do you think you can snatch the entire population?
There's a fully automated Snatcher factory under the Kremlin. Even as we speak, scores of new Snatchers are being born.
Oh, wow.
But no matter how hard you try, you won't be able to snatch the people's heart and soul. What do you hope to gain from this anyway?
This cinematic cut-in nonsense.
Jamie, the human race is composed of fools. But I'm different. I will be its savior.
What's it like for your eyebrows to grow
Just
over your
of
eyes so you can't see?
mankind, but of all life on the planet.
I'm afraid that won't be possible.
Metal!
In 10 minutes, this
Metal
church will be
Gear.
struck by
Oh,
a phased
look.
particle beam. I am guiding the beam from the attack satellite using GPS and 15 navigational satellites. The beam cannot miss. Everything
GPS before anyone knew what it was.
Be destroyed.
Yeah,
Stop this foolishness now.
they're tracking him through the Snow 9, by the
Research
way.
destroyed by some souped-up
Which shouldn't be
pocket
possible.
calculator.
Metal! What happened at the summit?
The delegates, worried about the Snatcher menace.
Also, in his cut-in, there's no dynamite strap to him. I'm disappointed.
The military is presently imposing
That is true.
on the occult.
Like, I know they only have the one they
Do they
reused
intend
it,
to kill
but
everybody?
come on.
The populace
Just
is in
go
a state
into
of-
whatever early 90s MS Paint is. Just put the straps on him. Strap the explosives to him.
This is our last chance. I will handle things here. Gillian, Jamie, you two must flee.
You insignificant mass.
Oh, good call, Servo.
You will never.
Johnny 5.
Fate. Gillian, run.
Metal, this is crazy!
Don't do it, Metal.
We can't let a single Snatcher get out of here. And this new artificial skin
So here's my
must be
favorite thing
destroyed
here,
as well.
okay?
I will
So Metal is strapped dynamite to himself, right?
talking scrap pile
Or
to
whatever
get
those
away
are.
with this. If you
Hot
want
dogs.
a turning point for
Yeah,
me,
hot dogs. They grabbed the turbo cycle.
out of
Rolls.
here.
But yeah, and then he straps explosives to himself. And there's supposed to be like a big laser beam gonna come down, like fire my laser at the place, right? So the choices given Elijah is either I blow this place up or I blow this place up. I mean, what does that really?
Oh, is this gonna be
Alright.
another fight?
Oh yeah, you know, but no.
Uh-oh.
Cowardly little
I know you actually kind of
robot.
wanted another Snatcher fight. at this
Always
point to
were a
break
real
up the
pain
monotony.
in the butt.
Oh, no. I'm pretty sure it froze again.
What's that?
No,
What?
we're good. We're good. We're good.
Oh, is this the okay? Yeah,
It was
you
random.
You always were a pain in the butt, even though he
You're
shouldn't
supposed to be
actually, because of
deactivated.
the whole
I don't go down
Situation.
that easy, old man.
like he shouldn't. He had no memory or knowledge of being a clone of Elijah.
Shut up. Let's try to make
But
our
now he
final
does.
moments peaceful, shall we? And you Snatchers, you touch the little guy and the old man's head comes off. Random. I've always hated being used. Why don't you watch the final act with me?
Guy gets 2 heroic deaths in one game.
You only have 5 minutes. The turbo
Dude, random's pretty great. Like, I'll poke fun and make jokes about this whole sequence, but I actually really like it. I think it's kind of dramatic, and like, random gets to be cool one last time. It's certainly better at riding a motorcycle than Gillian.
There won't be a copy anymore now, will there?
The stupid logic of a simpleton, of a machine.
Whatever it is, it's my will.
Machines have no will. Machines cannot sacrifice themselves.
We'll see about that.
You have 4 minutes. You must go. And don't forget to take care of the factory under the Kremlin.
Stop!
Gillian, even if these memories in my head are fiction,
Yeah, I know what you mean. Our memories of our time together are all too real, Random.
Gillian, you become one hell of a junker.
Gillian, it has been most recreational being your partner.
Oh,
Looks like you
metal.
must flee.
If you can, try to pick up the pieces for me, okay? Like we did for Little John.
Little John?
Shedding a tear for Random.
Okay, Metal.
I think we should.
You only have 3 minutes.
Thanks. Thanks, you two. Jamie, come on.
And Metal, too. Can't forget Metal.
Well, you know, it's like Deckard says in Blade Runner, or like any machine, they're a benefit or a hazard.
That's
They're a
true.
benefit, it's not my problem.
You don't even know how to love someone.
You stupid machine. What is that idiotic grin supposed to mean?
If
By
it's not
snatching
clear, Blade
you,
Runner's actually one of my
finally gonna
favorite
get
movies
my
ever.
real self back.
Random, there's less than 1 minute to go. Thanks to you, everything will be fine.
Why are we
You
cutting
don't
to the
owe me
satellite?
anything.
We know it's
Sorry to
there.
get you involved in such a big job. You did great. You're a hell of a junker.
3, 2, 1, here it comes!
Later, kid.
Later, kid.
Later, kid!
We need Dish Network.
Reagan was right putting that money into Star Wars, the missile defense system. Good job. We see the benefits now. Meanwhile, several weeks later.
So you're really going, aren't you?
It's our
Hey,
responsibility.
look, they actually let Jamie change her
Besides,
clothes.
if I go to Moscow, I may get some of my memory back. And if that happens, I'll be able to love you even more than I do now. Wait for me. I want to be with you, but first I've got to destroy this terrible factory of theirs.
The plane,
Jamie?
the giant
when I get
aircraft
back,
carrier. You know, it probably is. Kojima
let's
likes
try
referencing
living
his own
together
stuff so
again.
much.
What do you say?
It probably really is meant to be the same plane.
Oh man, that's a great call, Servo.
We'll be waiting for you too.
Like,
You're
when,
here.
You better be
Gillian
happy
is such a
with
perv.
beautiful women seeing you
I'm
off.
telling you, I told you, dude, Snatcher 2 is all about that four-way.
Introduce my
You thought I
wife.
was joking, but here we are.
Jamie Seed. I suppose it's a little odd introducing myself a
I
second
think Gillian
time,
was
though.
blushing a
What
bit
do you
there.
mean? You've never met them before, have you?
What are you talking about, Gillian? We're good
But
friends.
that whole MGS4, there's that whole sequence, I think it's where you're running around in Siberia, and you have Snake with like young face camo and a coat that looks like Gillian's coat. It's a whole
behind my
thing.
back.
She looks a lot like Gillian in that sequence.
That's another good call. Let's look around.
Look, you actually get to do.
We got some
things.
gameplay going on here.
I hope it doesn't freeze now.
Gillian, I'm really sorry for all the worry I've caused you. Let's look at Katrina. This kid has had such a rough time. She lost everything practically overnight. And she was hit on by a pervy junker.
A curvy junker with Mika hitting on her?
She's done a really great job. I owe her a lot of thanks. Thanks, Mika.
This game's...
We can't talk to Jamie, only Mika and Katrina right now. Trying to learn more about you is what got our relationship started. And Katrina, I was telling Mika about how lonely it was being home alone all the time, and she told me that Jamie was always worried about me, so I gave her a video phone call.
Okay. So apparently these three have been setting up for the four-way too.
They also work for the love line that I called so many times.
Oh, that whole sequence is so bad.
Yeah. There's a lot of pervy stuff in this game.
But it's like, you notice how you can't actually say what you're thinking? Somebody's gonna stop you. Stupid long phone line. Yeah, you just kind of have to talk to them both until... Oh yeah, we never did tell her. She had to go find out her dog was a pocket pet for herself.
Oh man.
That's so horrible.
We didn't even clean him up or anything, or her up.
No. We just left out... Well, they said the junk crew would come by, but... What junk crew? As far as we know, Junker is at this point just Mika and Gillian, right?
Here's a reference to that threesome you said. Gillian, you have a warped mind sometimes, you know?
Oh god, she's having the Westermark effect.
I don't care if you get your memory back or not. Why? Because getting your memory back will mean that you'll remember those things about me that you hated. Things that I hated? What are you talking about? Dealing with each other's imperfections is part of what being married is all about, Jamie.
Well, where did Gillian get this sense from?
Yeah.
He's right, but... Or at least he's partly right, but...
That was beautiful.
So have they finalized what they're going to do about Junker operations?
I really do.
I suppose this will end up being our last mission, huh?
Well, originally they were planning on disbanding the team, but now they've decided to keep us in business.
So that means...
That's right. We've been designated as one of the government's special police divisions. That puts us above the regular cops.
So the government has decided that crime by machines poses a bigger threat than crime by humans from here on out, huh?
They've chosen the new chief, too. So when you get back, you'll get to meet the new head honcho.
Well, it's comforting to know I've got a place I can come back to.
The new chief is the back-flipping penguin.
Yes! He puts up a picture of the purse dog. Purse cat. Second lieutenant, you did so badly you got the same rank as Mika. Good job. Well done, you master junker.
Take care, Mika.
That salute is unconvincing, Mika.
Yeah. Looks like she's fixing her hair.
Whatever you do, just come home safe, okay?
When you get back from this job, you still have a dinner date to keep with me, you know.
My wife's
Don't
right
worry.
there.
I won't forget my promises to either of you.
I'm telling you, man.
Almost forgot.
It's a whole
Of course,
thing.
I want to spend some private moments
They
with
can't
my wife,
decide
too.
whether like the women think
What's
he's
wrong,
a
Jamie?
whole pervert and they hate him, or the game can't figure it out.
The salute is the Regency, still second lieutenant.
Harry and I will be waiting
Oh
for you to get home.
They're gonna come back and raise a hat together.
We can do it this time, Gillian. Not some fake couple like before, but with love and trust.
I know, Jamie.
Take care, Gillian.
I'll see you, Jamie.
Wait! Wait for me!
It's alive.
Please!
You?
Nice. On the Sega CD.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
Whatever system you're playing on.
That is amazing.
For Metal Gear. So he's like an MSX computer for a PSX and the PSX
So
version
they
and so
found your
on.
memory chip in one piece, eh?
Random protected it from the blast of the beam.
Surprised they didn't find a way to reference this in MGS4, because we had Metal Gear Mark II, and then there was a Metal Gear Mark III.
Wait a second. I've heard that sneeze somewhere before.
Really? I didn't hear anything. Anyway, I want to know if you'll take me with you. Please, Gillian, please take me with you.
Hurry up and get on board, partner.
Yes, sir.
Oh God, Gillian! That's the worst. That's worse than the other look at his face.
We did it, guys. And he was never seen again.
Snatcher was a critical and commercial failure.
Yeah.
And they never got a sequel. So the Adventures of Gillian are just completely left hanging.
Suspicion has always bred conflict.
Does Metal Gear dream of electric sheep?
Resides in people's hearts.
That's like a double-decker
This
reference.
conflict has just begun.
No, this conflict, the revolution has ended.
We got credits.
So that's Snatcher. What did you think, Retro?
I actually really enjoyed it. This was actually the first time I played Sega CD, so I think it was a good start. Because I think it's all downhill from here, looking at the Sega CD library.
Well, you know, you have Sonic CD.
Right.
And, Lunar, which is... the PSX version of Lunar is actually, in some cases, got a better soundtrack than... or the Sega CD version does, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
The PSX game is a better version overall. Yeah. I also really like Snatcher. It's... oh, Popful Mail. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, I mean, there are definitely like a good 15 to 20.
No, Popful Mail makes Snatcher look like Lunar. Oh my god, that game. It's another working designs game like the Lunars are.
Right.
Ported by them. But it's like early 90s anime-based video game. So, like, it's at this period in anime history when anime was really trying to be like goofy American cartoon style. So there's like wild eye takes and crap. Actually, not a game. It's in the room kind of way.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the closest thing we got to a follow-up to this at the time was called Police Knots.
Right.
Which was another game. The guy I mentioned who did the Snatcher Let's Play, Slow Beef, actually did the programming for the fan translation of that.
I saw that, yeah. I look forward to trying that one too. I'm actually really digging these.
Let's Play.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, yeah, you go ahead. It's your show.
I was just saying I really dig this this song. Credit song.
The music in this game is pretty wonderful by and large. Kind of dud tracks, like Junker Headquarters is kind of a dud. Who is it? Lynn Fusimer, who plays Katrina. I think, as far as I know, this was like her only credited voice work.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, hey, Jeff Lupiton did double duty. Played a Snatcher. Jim Parks played Napoleon. Did you like his voice?
Yes. He was also
This
Jean.
is Napoleon. Welcome to Outer Heaven. That's my Napoleon voice. Well, so you're the new Junker, eh?
Wow, Ray Van Steen did a lot of voices.
Yeah, they got a lot of mileage out of these people. Female employee. Who? What? Lucy Childs, again, who played Metal Gear, was that one. Lynn Fusimer, they got a lot for this first-time voice actress.
Ramen guy.
Oh my god!
I don't think I saw the ramen guy.
Oh, then you missed out on. I'll have to bring that up when I do my pop-up video of it. Like, it's like straight out of Blade Runner when Deckard is getting the ramen and he's trying to order more food than what the guy wants to give him.
Right.
Yeah, they do some stuff with that. Like, there's like 2 or 3 different places where Gillian tries to get food in this game. There's one where he eats what's called Neo Kobe pizza, or to be more specific, he doesn't eat Neo Kobe pizza. I think it's the first time you go to Elton Plaza, you can do that one.
Okay.
So if you ever want to play this game again and see that for yourself, it's pretty fun.
Yeah.
It turns out Metal Gear can eat pizza, by the way.
Oh, nice.
But the whole concept of Neo Kobe pizza is like it's a pizza that you dip in a soup and eat. You dunk it back up to the top.
Huh.
In the original version of the game, it was like a dumpling dish, whatever, something like that. And Gillian's doesn't come back up; it just sinks to the bottom. And Gillian just goes on this horrible rampage about how he didn't get his pizza. It's like the whiniest voice Jeff Lupington could possibly do for him.
I'm definitely going to YouTube that after this.
Like, among my friends, some of his lines have become kind of mimetic, like, "My Neo Kobe pizza, it sank just like the rest of this city's gonna." Which I just now, talking to you and referencing that, actually got why it's called Neo Kobe pizza, because it's like supposed to be this floating island out in the middle of the ocean. So the pizza floating in the soup is supposed to be a whole... Wow!
That's clever.
That's pretty deep, Kojima and Blaustein, who supervised the translation for this game, but didn't actually do the work himself. Yes, congratulations. You have definitely completed a great game, I think.
We did it, guys. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I approve, and I'm definitely gonna mess around with this some more to check out some of the funny cutscenes.